Good evening everyone and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here tonight for Season 10, Division 1, Round 18. It is the title decider from the Brazilian Grand Prix here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, otherwise known as, of course, the Autodromo de Interlagos. My name is James Head and I'm going to be taking through the stream here tonight. I was due to be doing Division 3 until KVR Killers rocked up and said he hasn't got the game installed. So unfortunately for you guys at home, you have got the best seats in the house. Or fortunately for you guys at home, you've got the best seats in the house, and unfortunately you have to listen to me for the next hour and a half or so, which hopefully is not too bad. I hopefully don't get on your wick too much. But what we can say, it is going to be absolutely hell for leather out on track. It is going to be very, very close in terms of the racing, very, very close in terms of the championship as well. And Montana currently leading the way. It's exactly what I said would happen last week. Montana leading the way, 281 points. He outscored Cucumber, but only by one position, only by 2 points in the end. And now the gap after Las Vegas is on 5 points. So Montana winning from 281 points for him. Cucumber in second on 276. Nathan is out of things in third on 229. So it's as simple as this. Montana, he can win the race and that is game over. If he wins, that is game over. It's his championship and he becomes a 6-time League of Europe Division 1 champion. NSX Cucumber, however, needs to win and Montana can finish second or below for Cucumber to take the title. It is literally that close in terms of the championship. So if Cucumber, as I say, wins, Montana is second, Cucumber takes the championship unless Montana gets the fastest lap of the race. And then he goes and gets it on countback, potentially. Montana, in terms of the race wins, has had 4 race wins this season. Cucumber has also had 4 race wins this season. So we'll then go to seconds. And the amount of second places that each of them had, Montana has had 2. Cucumber has had 4. So Cucumber would then win the championship as a result if Montana picks up the fastest lap and finishes second and Cucumber takes the win here tonight. Then Cucumber will win the championship on countback because of the amount of second places that he has had. Got that? Hopefully you do, and hopefully we get a very good race out on track here tonight as well. And it looks like it is one of the Mercedes going to come out first. It is Mr. George Russell himself, Mr. Nathan, who is one of the first out on track. Judging by everyone coming out within the first 30 seconds of qualifying, it means we're going to get a dry start to qualifying. The AlphaTauri there of Gary, I think, just coming out ahead, or was that Verstappen? One of the two. Verstappen is behind, so that is Gary blocking Nathan coming out of the pit lane. Typical from the Irishman, the head of F1 here in League of Europe, of course. It's Nathan racing pretty much down into turn 4. Gary's forced off track, already trying to get a little bit of a blow in here before we get going in terms of the racing. And Gary and Nathan definitely having a bit of a fight. Maybe that's going to get a little bit personal as we get towards the end of the night. But Nathan is the first man out on track. Now he's in 3rd position and he has secured that 3rd position coming into tonight as well. Street Crown or Wouter there in 4th. 229 points for Nathan. Sweet Crown can't catch him. It's 29 points the gap. So Sweet Crown can't, to basically close the gap, he needs to win and Nathan needs a DNF. But Nathan would still hold on to 3rd position. So that is already confirmed. Constructor standings, on the other hand, a little bit more animated, let's just say, because there's 3 constructors within the championship fight. Mercedes leading the way on 386, Alfa Romeo in 2nd on 356, and then Aston Martin in 3rd on 351. Now, if Mercedes take the win out on track, they wrap up the constructors. That is Nathan and Campbell, of course, in their team. Alfa Romeo have got Cucumber to rely on, the only Alfa Romeo man there, and Aston Martin have got Montana to rely on. So Mercedes and Spine even. So Aston Martin have got 2, Mercedes got 2, and only 1 for the Alfa Romeo team in terms of the constructors fight. Anyways, let's ride on board with Nathan. We'll turn the timing tower off on the left-hand side just to see how he gets on in terms of this lap. Expect around a 16.9 in the first sector, 16.7 actually in the first sector from Nathan, looking very, very good as he now comes out of the Casino del Lago at turn 4, through turn 5 and up the hill in towards Ferradura at turn number 6 as the race, of course, that we covered mid-week as now comes through the right-hander. Turn number 7 in towards turn 8 at La Ranja, pretty much into this section of the track now, and then towards the highest point of the track at Pico de Pato or Duckbill at turn number 10, which is this corner here, this flat right-hander taking 3rd gear, nicely done actually on the exit of the corner. Now through Magulio at turn 11, and Junsao at turn number 12, and a 50.8 in the middle sector. Rapid so far from Nathan, coming out of Junsao at turn number 12. Kimi Raikkonen famously getting lost there in 2012, as now comes up the hill through to Bigger Dust boxes at turn 14, on the run towards turn 15. Gary sets the benchmark for now with a 108.1, but Nathan's going to be so much quicker than that. 107.5. How do you like them apples? Irishman's got to keep up, and Campbell there going second as well. Very good lap times being set out on track as well. Out there going third. Sweetcrown's still on the pit lane. Montana, however, is not. He is actually invalidated on his lap. So the championship leader invalidating on his run. Looks like he's going to go again, though. He's there in 15th position right now, right down at the tail end of the field. But with that invalidation, just puts him on the back foot early on compared to Cucumber, who's gone third on a 107.604. If you're wondering where Division 3, by the way, is tonight, as I say, I was due to do Division 3 because of KVR Killer's game being uninstalled and because of him being an absolute idiot, then I'm here in Division 1. So Division 3, their title fight, I think it was 5 points again, covering, or even closer, I think it was about 6 points actually, the gap between first and second in Division 3. That sadly is not getting covered as I speak to you right now, but if it is, then you can tune in for Division 3 if that does appear live very soon. But until then, you've got me the next hour and a half as Montana now comes in towards Magulio at turn number 10. Through 11 at Magulio even, and then turn 12 and a 51 flat. Off in the middle sector is Montana. Right to Verstappen and Slash, he'll be around that sort of area I would expect, unless he decides to fail on the pit lane, which I think will be the easy option here. Montana now coming in towards the final corner. He is going to go for a run. He wants to set a delta mark on that time. Montana goes 5th, so actually goes clear of Verstappen by a 10th of a second. 5th there from the championship leader. His current championship rival, though, 3rd position right now in terms of the meaning and the meat of the sandwich, quite literally, in the session so far. But Nathan out on top, Campbell in second, Mercedes 1-2. They're doing enough currently to travel with the constructors. Cucumber there in 3rd, from Alpine 4th, Montana round off the top 5, then it's Verstappen, Spine, Slash, Izzat, and then Gary top 10. Felipe, Sweetcrown, Pease, Maledictus and Matthias. They're the 15 drivers who are out on track, as Maledictus, the GTZ Bulls driver, now coming to the right-hander, turn number right. On there through the down the hill section at turn number 9, in towards Bico de Bato at turn number 10. Maledictus doesn't want to do what I do normally around there and actually get caught on the grass on the outside. If you run one wheel on that grass on the outside, it does put you in the wall. Trust me, I've seen that plenty of times in time trial. 51.2 in the middle sector from the Portuguese man, now coming up the hill through the final corner, the final technical corner at Sabido's boxes, and now to turn 15. On the run to the line goes Maledictus. Should be running 108 flat. It is indeed a 108 flat, and a good lap there for Maledictus puts him ahead of the AlphaTauri of Gary. And speaking of him, he has just came out on that lap for his 2nd run. Now, Brazil is one of these very rare occasions where you can potentially get 4 runs here in qualifying. And obviously with the drivers, if they do tend, if they're out quick enough, like Gary is, he can go for 4 runs. But the big disadvantage for that is, of course, you only get 3 sets of compounder tyres in this field, so we'll have to run on a scrub set at some point in the session if he was to do 4 runs. Now, I think he'll do 3, and if it is, this is his 2nd one, and then he'll sit in the pit lane for a little bit in case he messes up this lap, and then he'll go again. But Gary there in 11th, interesting timing screen at the minute because he is miles ahead of everyone out on track as it stands. The Alpine there is coming in behind Maledictus. He's down on his lap. Obviously, he's on a down lap right now. But the Irishman of Gary now coming through the left-hander of turn number 15. Quite literally needs a fairy tale of New York after Shane McGowan's funeral just yesterday, but Gary now on towards the left-hander of turn number 1. Then through the centre mass at turn number 2, and then through the left-hander turn number 3, and taking so much curb there, I thought he was going to get an invalidation through there. Coming now down the Retro Costa in towards the Cedar Drago at turn number 4, a 16.8 in the first sector. It's purple, he's actually up on his first sector time previously, but don't think he's actually going for full run. It looks like he's getting half inputs as well, just coming out of a couple of the corners there. It looks like he's getting half inputs going through, and again, coming through there, I'm not sure if he's on a wheel or if he's on a pad. He's getting like half inputs, and I'm not sure if the throttle has actually been fully put down. There it is now coming in towards turn number 10. But interesting, he was just backing off there through that middle sector, so again, interesting. Getting the traction down through turn number 11, through turn 12. Let's see if he's lost time in this middle sector. He's actually gained time. 51-2 in the middle sector. Looking good. The Irishman now coming through the left-hander of Jun Sao. Up the hill and towards turn 14. Jab, by the way, saying hello to me. Hello to you, Jab. Hope you're doing very well on this fine Saturday evening. Nathan from Campbell carrying the top two. Gary there goes 9th, ahead of Izzat. So not a bad lap there at all from him. Trying to board with one of the title contenders, if we can. Neither of them are out there right now. Montana on an out lap. Cucumber's back in the pit lane. So Cucumber's going to go for 2 runs, potentially. Alp is coming towards the end of his lap. Through the middle sector, 600s up is the Turk American, but he does what so many people do there. They lose it coming through the left-handed turn number 12. It's such a thin line to try and get the throttle down. He put the throttle down too early there. You saw the rear end sliding out there, sadly. Now coming back into the pit lane as Campbell is a 10th up through the first sector, now coming in towards turn 10 at Pico de Pato. Halfway through the session, Nathan out on top, Campbell second, Cucumber there in third, and Campbell 800s up in the middle sector. Slightly lost time, not by much though. Getting a bit of toe now running to the line by Nathan ahead. I'm sure they will swap potentially very soon, and Campbell will go ahead, and then Nathan can get the slipstream down and towards the seat of the Largo sector at turn 4. But Campbell to the line, 107.2. That's the benefit of slipstream around here, ladies and gentlemen, and Campbell there on top. Nathan in second, Cucumber there in the third. Around a track like this, actually, could be pretty difficult to try and gain the time. And Montana's a 59 in the middle sector, 50.9 in the middle sector. He's got Spine now giving him slipstream up the hill. Spine there currently in 7th position, so he's on an out lap. He's going to do exactly the same as what Nathan Campbell did. Montana though on the run to the line, getting that benefit of slipstream, not good enough. 2nd position, 107.4. Clearly lost, I think, time in the middle sector there. Or gain time, sorry, in the middle sector was the first sector, but I'm sure he might have made some sort of mistake coming through the S section. Sweet Crown on a lap as well, but he's actually invalid coming through this part of the track at Jun Sao. 51.2 currently through that middle sector. He's going to bail, oh, he's actually not going to bail into the pit lane. He's going to go for another run, clearly feeling like he can get a little bit more out of those tyres. Maledictus was up on a lap time, but he's also invalid. Izzat is coming through towards Jun Sao, and he is up in the middle sector. So, Singaporean now coming to the left-hander of turn number 12. Up the hill now and towards turn 14. Currently Campbell from Montana from Nathan, the top 3. Montana splitting the Mercedes pair right now. Is Izzat going to try and get up there? Matthias went 8th position as well. Izzat goes 6th. Good lap time from him. 107.791 from his perspective. Verstappen there and Nathan Spine there in 9th. Sweet Crown, as I mentioned, not on a lap. Pease, however, of course, picked up a podium, I believe, last week. Did Relentless Pease, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to correct myself if not. But he did pick up a podium. He actually won last week in Las Vegas, which was a fantastic win. And obviously, with that form now coming into play, Pease certainly going to be one to watch as he nearly clips the grass there at turn number 10. Running now through nicely, the Las Vegas race winner last week, coming through the middle sector. 51 flat, nowhere near sort of Campbell, Montana, Nathan, that sort of time in that middle sector. Still could be a valid lap though, it seems, coming through turn 14. And then toward the left-hander turn number 15. Is he going to put it up there? He does like Brazil. He has picked up a podium, I think, around here before. Pease, though, to the line goes 8th ahead of Verstappen. Now Bourne with a bit of confidence. So not a bad lap there at all from him. Alp is just going for another run, it seems. The Turk-American 101.07.657. Currently his personal best, and he is up in that first sector. So going low fuel run, going limited ERS as well. Might be the key around this track, to be honest. Out there in 5th. Cucumber in 4th. That'll be an interesting little ploy if they're starting next to each other on the grid. We'll have to wait and see though as the night progresses on. But Campbell out on top, Montana there in 2nd, Nathan there in 3rd. 6 minutes to go, so 2/3 of qualifying done, 1/3 still remaining, and currently the Scotsman, the defending champion, Campbell, he's lost his championship of course this season, there, but Alp responds. Middle sector, ideally needs a teammate coming through here. Matthias looking at you, coming through the slipstream barrier. Now through the left-hander turn 14. Just covering the curve there, losing him a little bit of time now on the run toward the line, but it's a very good lap this by Alp. Where's it going to put him? Puts him 2nd. Nearly a 10th ahead of Montana, so not a bad lap there at all from the Turk-American. But Campbell there out on top still, out there in 2nd, Montana there in 3rd. Now, if Alp got slipstream there, that could have been a 107.1, maybe even a 107 flat. And Matthias is just literally coming out the pit lane there on the left-hand side. So Alp definitely going to be annoyed that he didn't have the working man of Matthias there on his left-hand side and giving him that slipstream running up the hill. Felipe is actually in the wall? What on earth was going on there? Just running aboard that. I'm not sure if Felipe had a moment coming through the pit lane or if he just got beached. I think he did. Actually missed the pit lane. Or he might have just checked the game. I think Felipe has just checked the game. Hopefully he hasn't checked on anyone else or anybody else. But he's in 14th position right now is Felipe. Matthias there in 11th. Nathan on a lap as well. Slash is on a lap. Slash actually went 4th, which we missed. So Slash there going 4th. Not a bad lap there at all. Nathan though, big lap time incoming potentially for the man in 5th. 107.505 his personal best. Campbell not around to give him slipstream. He's clearly feeling like he can go for another run on a set of soft compound tyre later on. And Nathan is down in that middle sector, so clearly feeling the effects of the tyres. I'm not sure if he might be on a scrub set and then he's coming into the pit lane to go late and maybe the last across the line. That's my thinking anyways. But Nathan decides to bail into the pit lane. He knew that lap was not good enough. He's into the pit lane and there he is down, currently in 5th position. Matthias on the lap, coming through turn number 4. Run up the hill and towards Ferradura at turn number 6. Jonno Trulli, Timo Glock, Nelson Piquet, Fernando Alonso, all getting caught up in some form of carnage in 2009 around there. Jonathan Lagardener's famous problems commentary back in the day on BBC F1. Matthias now coming through the left-hander though of turn number 9. And then towards Bico de Pato at turn number 10. Bico de Pato, of course, translating to Duckbill. And we are around a lake, quite literally. Magulio, turn 11, is called the Lake Corner. And it's 2/10 up from the middle sector for Matthias. He's not looking too bad at all. Actually, Jun Sao at turn number 12. Run up the hill and towards turn 14. Matthias, though, looking good. Could go ahead of Spine here, potentially. Curve factor between 6th and 7th. Matthias to the line, goes 7th. Good lap time for Matthias, splits the pair of Cucumber and Spine. Cucumber there currently in 6th. The championship protagonists, remember, Montana and Cucumber. 3rd for Montana, 6th for Cucumber. And speaking of the Swiss man, the flying Swiss man, quite literally, he's got a little bit of a toe ahead of him and is actually going to have an Alpine blocking his way, coming through the final corner. That's Felipe forcing Spine off track. Not sure what he's doing. Montana's going to remonstrate at that coming up the hill. He's too focused though, too in the line to try and get this lap time in. Is Montana going to find that improvement? I think he barely will, and he's not. 3/10 down. Felipe absolutely butchered the Aston Martins right there. That was very unfair, I've got to say, from the man in 14th position. Had every right to go on his lap, but he didn't have every right to go up the inside line and get a little bit of slipstream off the back of the Aston Martin. Disappointing from Felipe. He is a champion. He needs to act like one. Campbell though out on top from out there in 2nd. Montana there in 3rd. Then Slash in 4th. Nathan there in 5th. Just trying to see if there's anybody else on a lap time right now. We're running with Spine. He's currently on a lap. And Sweet Crown as well on a lap right now. Down in 15th position. But yeah, Aston Martin were clearly feeling the need to have a little bit of slipstream right there. And the Alpine, albeit it could be a little bit unfair, but in the whole grand scheme of things, when it's so tight, you've got to have your teammate pretty much backing you up. And that's what Montana and Spine were trying to do. And Spine is in the middle sector, 10th up in that middle sector. Looking very good as Felipe has actually butchered his lap coming through Junsao at turn number 12 there. Now through 13, 14. Spine now on the run to line. In fact, actually gets a little bit of a fake slipstream off Felipe in the end. So Karma is well and truly a B as he goes 6th position. Not a bad lap there at all, and Felipe backing off that lap just comes to show he was there to cause trouble, I think. Montana in there in 3rd. Nathan is down in the 1st sector, actually invalid, so I wonder if he's had a spin, maybe coming through the 1st sector, or if he just invalidated through the first couple of corners. Sweet Crown there going 9th. Current outlaps at the minute from Campbell and out. Montana there currently in 3rd. He is back in the pit lane. He is done in terms of the session. The session even. Maledictus there in 14th is down in his lap time. He is backed off. Gary there in 13th as well. Pease in 12th. Hopefully no illegal blocking penalties coming in here. Crowd beginning to build over the circuit. Verstappen has just finished a lap. Slash is on a run, I think. The Ferrari. Sole Ferrari actually here in that red and white Marlborough coloured livery, invalidates through turn 9. Just ran too far on the inside curb. Very rare actually to get a track limits penalty around there. I didn't do that in my practice earlier on. but it can happen, and Slash has found that out, unfortunately for him, and he was 8/10 down in the middle sector anyways. But Campbell through the first sector is purple. Alp 3,000's down in that first sector, so Campbell ideally, Alp ideally needs Slipstream to get back at Campbell. Campbell, though, will not get any Slipstream on this lap, so it's now him against the clock, quite literally, in terms of qualifying here in Brazil. Right on board with him, coming through the right-hand return, number 10. Then in toward the left-hand return, 11 at Magurio. Then in towards turn 12 at Jun Sao. Is Campbell up? Yes, by 1/10 of a second. So he is looking good for pole position right now. The Scotsman, the defending champion from last season, now coming up the hill through to beat those boxers. Doesn't need the slipstream when you've got the pace. And the Mercedes is now responding quite literally to the line. This should be in pole position for Campbell. It is, but he didn't improve in the end. Alps 500 down. Can he find time to the line? No, he can't. 1400 down in the end. And it is Campbell confirmed. Unless Maledictus is getting something out of the session, which he's not. Campbell there is out on top, Alp there in second, and the first of the championship protagonists, Montana, there in third. Big mentality advantage there, big mental advantage even there for Montana in third. Cucumber all the way down in 8th position has got a big amount of ground to make up, even at this stage of the race. But Campbell out on top, Scotsman secures another pole position this season, and he takes it by 1/10 of a second over Alp there in second. Again, Alp, if he had slipstream on that lap, that would have been 107.2, 107.1, very much so, and Alp, I think, missing out potentially. Maybe a cheeky DM to Matthias there, give him slipstream up the hill. Didn't happen though. Alp there in second, for Montana there in third, then Slash in fourth. 2.5 tenths actually covering the top 5 with Nathan there in 5th and Verstappen and 6th, Fine there in 7th. Cucumber, championship protagonist there in 8th. Matthias good qualifying there in 9th. Streetman a little bit disappointing actually in P10. Is up there in 11th with P's in 12th. Gary 13th, Maledictus 14th, and Felipe, well, he deserves to be there, I think, how he tracked the Aston Martins. He is down there in 15th position, right down at the back end of the field. But Campbell out on top, Alp there in second. Formation that will be up very soon indeed, and I'm absolutely delighted to say there's no illegal blocking penalty either, so we are not having a restart unless anybody feels the necessary thing to do. But we are in for an absolute treat in terms of this race. Ren's saying in the chat, good to see Ren's in the chat, it's been a good season of Division 1, even with the pack getting used to the new handling system. Last race gave it all. Yeah, totally agree on that. And also, this is going to be Larkin's last race in the F1 game series and probably their sim racing career. I hope he gives it all. Of course, that is Division 2 a little bit later on where Larkin is competing. So if you do want to see that, it is at 8:10 UK time. Funny enough, same time as I'm racing in Division 4. Second already wrapped up in the championship. 4 career wins to my League of Europe campaign this season. More than 100 points. More than the goal that I was expecting. Just wanted to prove that I can race. And I'll race in bucket loads, finishing in 2nd position, and I will definitely be back to try and win that title again next season. And Nathan, not Nathan, even in the chat, Felipe there in the chat as well, saying I blocked him so stupid, he didn't slow down at all for me, his teammate was driving stupidly slow to give him a slipstream, if I didn't overtake him, I don't get to do a lap. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Looking back on it, I've just seen the footage once again, and it's one thing to commentate on it live, it's another thing to go back on it, and I think Nolan, or Felipe, as he's known, was trying to get up the inside, but because Spine was driving so slow, I think he had no alternative to go to the inside line there. So yeah, I backtrack on what I've said, and yeah, it is going to be very much interesting to see how Felipe can respond from that 15th position right down the bottom end of the field. Does look very overcast though here in Brazil. Let's have a look what tyres everyone is on in the early stages. Judging by sort of hard compound tyres for most, looks like it's going to be a dry race, I would suspect. But interesting in terms of the tyre strategies even. So, on a set of soft compound tyres is Nathan there. There he is in 5th position. He'll be much quicker off the line, but the softs last around 6-7% in terms of... Oh, there's a crash in the wall there in the background. Somebody is taking out a polystyrene board in frustration. That is Izzard, I think, taking that out in the background. Nathan, though, on a set of soft compound tyres. I did a race around here really recently in terms of commentary. I think it was EML or PSGL, one of the two. I think it was PSGL. And Nathan there in 5th position. Set of soft compound tyres last around 6-7% per lap. So if you think about that, they're going to be about 50% worn, about 10 laps into the stint. So Nathan's got to be careful in terms of how he manages those tyres. They're going to be really quick up the line. Come lap 8, lap 9 though, they're gone. They are completely and utterly gone. Trust me, I tried it in my practice a little bit earlier on, doesn't work. Spine on a set of mediums is going to have to go on a set of hards unless there's no safety cars. He is going to have to go on a set of hards, but I think his ploy is to run now ahead of Verstappen, ahead of Slash Montana, try and get him up there and try and spoil the apple cart a little bit later on in terms of Cucumber, in terms of the longevity of this race. Everyone else, though, that I haven't mentioned, Campbell out, Montana Slash the top 4 along with Verstappen, Cucumber, Matthias and Sweetcrown on the top 10, all in the set of hards. Is at Pease, Gary Maledictus and Felipe, all in the sort of hard compound tyres as well. They will last to around about halfway stage, 18-19 laps, and then in for a set of medium compound tyres. The later you come in, though, on the sort of hards, the more prone you are to around a 4.5 second undercut around here. But let's see, though. Title decider about to begin here out on track for League of Europe. It's Division 1. It is round number 18. It's the title decider. Campbell on the front row again. Out alongside him. All 5 red lights are on. And it's lights down and away we go, and Campbell gets a very good start. Slash spoiling off the start there as well. Actually, wheel spinning. Nathan gets ahead of him towards turn 1, but Campbell will lead through turn 1, and there goes Montana around the outside. On Alp, trying to get the job done. He's just about a car nose ahead, but Alp fights back to the inside line through the centre S. Now through turn 3, and look at Nathan making it 3 wide down the retro poster already. Terrible camera angle, but hopefully Nathan backs out of this. Montana around the outside. Nathan on the inside line. Alp is going to be absolutely gung-ho there, and it's Nathan through, and he's into third. Brilliant racing from all 3 of them. Izzard in trouble down the field. He's down in 15th position early on. What a start that was, though, by Nathan as he looks the inside line of Montana and towards turn number 8 at Laranja, and then down in towards turn number 9 and turn 10 now in towards Beacon of Pato. Matthias and Cucumber side by side. Championship protagonists in strife early on as there goes Nathan to the inside line on Montana through camera shot, and he's through and he's into second. Nathan there up to second. Cucumber, though, 9th position, getting ahead of Matthias once again. Good battles up and down the field. No damage, I don't think, on the first lap, but it's Campbell that leads. It is Nathan in second, Montana there in third, and already Mercedes 1-2, as now we come to the end of lap 1. Here's Montana on the back of Nathan, though, looking to try and go around the outside on the Aston Martin. Need to try and get ahead in terms of their constructors fight as well. The interval timings will fix themselves on the left-hand side. Matthias and Pease now side by side through turn number 1 in the background as well. Just forced off track there slightly. Very difficult to go side by side throughout that series of corners. Certainly the guys in the first lap managed that, but Matthias there dropping down into 12th position after making that mistake, and Pease there forcing him off track there slightly. But Nathan leading Campbell leading the way. Nathan there in second, Montana there in third, out there in fourth. Let's have a look at the early position gains out on track. Nathan getting the most on 3. Also 3 positions lost for Matthias, 4 positions lost for Izzard. He had a horrible start. May got caught up in a little bit of contact. If there was, it's very limited contact. He's right down the back end of the field. He's got Felipe Maledictus, the 2 Alpines, just ahead of him as well. Most positions lost, though, as I say, Izzard. And position gains also for Pease, Gary gaining 2 along with Sweetcrown, Spine, Maledictus and Felipe gaining 1, Matthias losing 3, Alp also losing 2 as well. Montana again is going to be trying to get on the back here of Nathan on the end of the second lap, and it looks like Sweetcrown is going to get close back to the staff in here. Might though, everyone running a side-by-side train. Maledictus certainly doesn't want to run in a side-by-side train as he's side-by-side with line of stern train even. He wants to run side-by-side with Matthias coming through turn 1 and 2. That's a good exit coming out of the corner. Might try and get the run down the hill here. Sweetcrown and Cucumber are side-by-side as well, and Cucumber now trying to make light work of the man in 4th position in the championship, and he gets the job done. So Cucumber through, and he's a very close race in between Matthias, who gets the up and under through turn number 4 and gets the job back done on Maledictus. So the Portuguese man absolutely finding that Matthias is right there to fight, and Matthias there up into 12th, and Maledictus having a huge snap of oversteer. The Portuguese man nearly saying goodbye there to his race, but the Alpine there remains in P13. Good recovery from him. Cucumber, though, leading the way from Nathan in second. Montana there in third. Montana hassling, hunting over the back there of Nathan. His set of soft compound tyres, I think he's very happy at the minute to run in second position. Montana, though, probably not happy to run in third position, because he's going to try and come at Nathan running down in towards turn 1. Nathan pulls out on the slipstream, doesn't want anything to do with the race lead overtake. Gary, though, might, though, on the back of Pease. He's getting closer in the background, on the back in towards turn 1, and Felipe is going to try and get the job done. Very late on the brakes from him, and the Alpines, Gasly and Ocon, fancy making contact around here in the past. Felipe, though, in into 13th. Maledictus will try and fight this now back down the Retroposta. Has he got enough overtake, though, to use up? Probably not, and Felipe, I think, is going to hold the position. He is... Oh, and he makes contact with the back end of him. Felipe spins round. Izak does well to actually avoid that. Felipe, they're down in 15th position. I literally said about 20 seconds ago, Ocon and Gasly have made contact in Formula 1, and Felipe Maledictus repeat the Alpines, and the Alpine team principal absolutely going to be livid with them. Nathan in second, though. Montana there in third. Everyone running a big old DRS train right now in the early stages of the Brazilian Grand Prix. This title decided, of course. Remember, Montana leading the way by 5 points coming into tonight. Cucumber in second. Montana wins the race. It's simple. He wins the title. Cucumber, however, if he wins, Montana finishes second with the fastest lap. Then it's different, as Alp was trying to attack Montana in towards turn 1. Not going to get the job done. But yeah, if Cucumber gets second position out on track, which looks unlikely at this stage, he's in 8th position. If he gets second, if Montana gets second, gets the fastest lap of the race, then it goes to count back between them both. So if Montana wins, he's won the championship. However, if Cucumber wins, Montana finishes second and gets the fastest lap. It's 19 points compared to 18. So therefore, Montana would not win the championship because it'll be the amount of second places it goes down to, and therefore Cucumber will win the title because he's got 4 second places compared to Montana on 2 coming into tonight. Hopefully that is clear. We will run through the permutations as we go forward. It's literally coming off the top of my head, so if the permutations are wrong, you can blame me. Campbell leads the way from Nathan in second, Montana there in third, Montana, Haslin and Hunting all over the back right now. Gary is looking there in 11th position. Jav there saying in the chat he's looking for top 5. There's top 5s and then there's top 5s, but Montana's looking for the lead of the race potentially here. On the back of Nathan, attacking him in towards turn number 1. Gonna get the block on though, the Mercedes. Nathan might be forced to the inside line, then in the end Montana realises what's going on and backs out that. And remains in P3, the Aston Martin. On the back though, the Mercedes car, 3 Mercedes powered cars in the top 3 right now, with McLaren, of course, in 4th with Alp, and Slash there in 5th. And again, trying to dice out of the slipstream to try and get any resemblance of an overtake. Maybe put yourself and the driver ahead in a bit of a sore spot. But unfortunately, nothing happening right now in terms of errors, in terms of unforced errors, and in terms of the drivers out on track. A spine's all over the back of Slash now, coming through the right-hand return 8. My vote's already going. Luckily I don't have to commentate on Division 4 later on, or Division 2. So I can clear my throw here and then. With Campbell there leading the way from Nathan in second. Montana there in third. And the gap around about 6.5 cents. Once again coming through the left-hander now of John Sauer, turn number 12. Montana right on the back now, running up the hill. Looking to try and get some resemblance of an overtake done. He's on the overtake. He's on the ERS. He's going to try and get the job done. Maybe down in towards turn number 1, but he's taken what I like to call the Reese Linton Kai Pearson sort of tactic around here, and that is just sit in behind, wait until the pit stops come, and then make your move. And that is what I think Montana is looking to try and do on the back of Nathan. Spine looking to try and get the overtake done immediately though on the back of Slash, running down the Retroposta. Again, terrible camera angle, but Spine's through, he's into 5th regardless of that camera angle, and also through his Cucumber. That was crucial for him in terms of his championship fight. The guinea pig, as I'm going to call him, Spine there in P5, Cucumber in P7. Spine, I'm sure will be in conversation with Montana saying, yeah, Cucumber's just got ahead of me. Cucumber's just got ahead into 7th. I can now see him in my back mirrors. What do we do? That is what Spine is going to be relaying to Montana. And I have a feeling Montana is probably just saying, right, block him. And Cucumber will have to try and respond to that. It's difficult because they're all in the same team. They're all in NSX, but they're working as an individual in this championship, which is the fascinating aspect around here of seeing them not only in title contention but also in amongst the ball pit is Montana. is in and around the pole bit here to try and get the job done in towards turn 1. Nathan lagging back them, and I think Montana again just going to wait in behind. Nathan goes deep in towards turn 1. Montana fancies that actually through turn 1. Through turn 2, again can't back that out, and Nathan gets the better run coming on the exit of the corner, but Montana's going to have all of that slipstream down the straight into the Descida de Largo turn number 4, but it's not going to work. Montana not close enough, and he's going to remain in P3. He's on the back of Sweet Crown as well. 3rd and 4th position, by the way, decided in terms of the championship. Nathan already wrapping up that 3rd position from his result last week in Las Vegas. Sweet Crown is 30 odd points behind. Oh, and there's a collision between Matthias and Alp. The two Mercedes hit each other, and Spine has actually caused that collision. It's Spine that is round. 5-second penalty for severe collision with Alp, and Alp there is down in P14, and all of a sudden, look who is beside each other. Spine down in P12 got very close to the back. I'm not sure if they were fighting side by side up the hill there. It was very difficult to see up in the camera angle. Matthias though was down to 9, that is certain. He has dropped positions, and out there down in P14. All went off through there, and as I say, I don't know what happened, and Montana's going to try and respond to this, because he's going to try and get the job done on Nathan. Doesn't realise that Cucumber is out of DRS range, in behind, and Cucumber's actually got more ERS at this stage right now. Cucumber trying to gain now on the back of Montana. He's still outside of DRS range. Montana, if he wants us to move, I would do it right now, my son. He's not close enough again. Slash into the pit lane, so the soft compound tyres on. He must have picked up damage, potentially, in that car. He has. Front wing damage on the car. Slash into the pit lane. He was, in... Where was he? I'm just trying to find where he was. He's actually came into the pit lane, and he has had contact, I think, with Spine as a result. So Spine, maybe on rejoining track, they've had a collision, and Slash has had front wing damage, and that's why he's down in P15. So, yeah. Very interesting goings on out on track. Nathan's soft compound tyres, though, are beginning to weigh. You can already see now, if you ride on ball with him, turn the timing tire off on the left-hand side. It's the rear tyres that take the bear load around this track, but you can already see that rear left, where the circuit map is, you can already see through the centre grain of the tyre, that's already blistering beginning to occur. If Nathan hasn't had any noticeable overseer moments coming through the corners, so Nathan's going to have to control his tyres. The fronts also take the load. It's the front left that takes the load around here, because it's primarily left-handed corners. You would think it's the front right, but it's actually the front left that takes the bear load in terms of the tyre wear around here. And Nathan there, currently in 2nd, is just saying, well, come on, get on with things. I want to try and save my tyres here. And Montana, 38% of ERS. Nathan, 73. There's a yellow flag. That's Felipe, I think, round coming through turn number 1. He's got no front wing, but there's no VSC or safety car at this moment in time. So Felipe there, no front wing on him. Goes wide coming through turn number 4 as well. And did he looked like he reset the track there, but I think it might be a little bit of lag going on his end. Very strange. 2nd time I've seen that tonight. One in qualifying, one on the race there. But Campbell leading the way. Nathan in 2nd, Montana there in 3rd. If I was in Montana's shoes right now, I'd be trying now on the back of Nathan to get this job done. He's on limited EOS, is Montana, which would be my fear. And if you come behind, and if you're quick in a straight line like he is, and if you close on Montana like he is, Cucumber's clearly got the better setup compared to Montana down the straights. Through the corners, Montana probably makes up for it and just pulls away that little bit and keeps Cucumber at bay now as we run down the rest of Porsche for the 11th time. This is cinema, says Jav in the chat. It's not like the Bloodline and the WWE story from there. Not like that sort of cinema. But anyways, regardless, after all that spin, it is working for Cucumber. But as it stands, because Montana is ahead of Cucumber, as it stands, 3rd position is enough for Montana to wrap up the championship. Cucumber's behind him, doesn't need to worry. It'll be 7 points at the end of the race, or 8 points even at the end of the race. But Montana doesn't need to worry. He's got his nearest title rival behind. Now, if his nearest title rival gets ahead of him, then we're in the ballpark. Then we are in trouble, and especially if Cucumber goes up to 2nd, Montana's 4th, then they're level on points. Fastest lap, by the way, is currently with Slash on a 110.9. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. Something else to keep an eye on is Sweet Crown on the back of the AlphaTauri. Could be 3 wide actually running down the straight if they catch each other quickly. Sweet Crown on the back of Verstappen. in towards turn 1, takes the outside line. The Dutchman's fighting through turn 1, and that, I think, is Sweetclown through, but Verstappen fights back, gets a brilliant up and under. Coming through turn number 2, now Sweetclown will get the up and under back down the straight into the Retroposter, in towards the seat of the Largo. Surely job done for Sweetclown, and it's sweet as a nut for the man in P5. Brilliant stuff from Sweetclown and Verstappen. Great racing there. Sweetclown through and he's into 5th. Verstappen through and he's into 6th. Helmut Marko luckily not having a heart attack right now. Third of the way through, here is the roll call of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Campbell leading the way from Nathan in 2nd, Montana in 3rd, Mercedes 1-2 would wrap up the Constructors as it stands as well. Cucumber in 4th, the Sweetclown in 5th, then Verstappen, Pease, Gary, Matthias and Maledictus top 10, the top 9 however, all within a DRS train. Maledictus, after that little bit of contact earlier on, he's there in P10 with Felipe all the way down in the back of the field. Maledictus has got a little bit of ground to try and make up. Then it's Spine in 11th with Izat, Slash and Felipe. The top 15 out on track. Myself, James Head taking to the action. He's now going for the inside line of Verstappen. Easy as you like taking candy from an AlphaTauri baby. And it's Pease through and he's into 6th. And actually gaps as a result the old AlphaTauri team out of Gary, who's within DRS range coming through turn number 2, so it's all fine. But an interesting race going on. Spine is into the pit lane. I wonder if he's retiring here, or if he's picked up another bit of front wing. He has. He's picked up more front wing damage. It is very minimal. There's no end plate missing, certainly, but Spine into the pit lane had some sort of front wing damage. I wonder if he spun coming out of turn number 9. They had a slight tap at the wall on the exit of turn 9, and he's got caught in the outside curve and he's gone into the wall slightly on the left side end plate. That's where I'm thinking he might have gone off. He's there in 14th, coming out ahead, well ahead actually of Felipe. Felipe there down in 15th. Currently out on track. Spine going on Tresetta Hall Compounder tyres. Wouldn't look too bad on him actually if there was a safety car to be deployed right now. But as it stands, he's so far behind, I don't think he's actually going to make an impact even without a safety car. Montana though, on the back of Nathan once again. 2nd and 3rd. See the Mercedes beginning to struggle in terms of the tyres. Is he bailing into the pit lane? No. Is Montana going to go for this? Run towards turn 1? No. They remain as they are. Again, Kyle Pearce and Reese Linton sort of tactics around here. Normally, they do this in the top tiers of league racing, and they're doing it once again here tonight. And that 14 out of 36. Remember, Division 2 and Division 4 to come up after this as well. Division 2, I am not actually entirely sure who was taking you through Division 2. What I'm entirely sure of is Verstappen taking you through Division 4, and he is currently in 7th position right now in this race. It depends as well, actually, whether we get time at the end of the race. I would love to do some interviews at the end of this race, but judging by the time, I don't think we're going to get much time to do any interviews. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully there is no safety car or VSC to interfere with things, because this race is going round. But Brazil, because it is a little bit longer in terms of a track around here, around 109 you were sitting on the F122 games in the race, 110s that the drivers are setting, as well as 111s. That's why we're seeing a little bit of a longer race. Here comes Montana though on the back of Nathan. Is it third time lucky? Goes to the inside line at turn number 1, but I think he's just poking his nose there. Nathan looking to the inside line and Campbell as well. And the threat is there from the Aston Martin there in P3. All he has to do is cover Cucumber. Yeah, I totally agree, but speaking of Cucumber, he's on the back, hunting on the back of Montana. Knowing Montana very well though, I think Racer's instinct will probably take over, and he would want this race win just to try and secure himself a mental advantage going into next season if he signs up. If he does sign up, then he's looking to become a 7-time League of Division 1 champion as it stands with the positions how they are. But Cucumber is no slow coaching behind. It's probably one of his biggest threats I think he's had to his championship ever. I remember Alpha Tricks, Libby Welsh, that season, I think it was season, 5 I'm going to say. I think it was season 4, season 5, something like that. Those three were hell for leather in terms of the season. It's a bit like this with Montana and Cucumber and their battle going on out on track. It's brilliant to watch, but it's not as close as that battle once again as Montana tries to look to the inside line and Russell running down the straight. Verstappen though is into the pit lane, and that is early. That is early coming into the pit lane. This will be for set of mediums guaranteed. But that is early, coming into the pit lane. I would have said around about lap 18, lap 19. And then you're better off in terms of the tyres towards the end of the race. But then again, what do I know? I might be learning something here from Verstappen coming in this early. As well, I'm sure my other Division 4 drivers that are probably watching this right now will try and get a camera shot of Verstappen coming out the pit lane very shortly indeed. There he is. He's in P12. He's well ahead of Slash, which is good for him. Well ahead of Spine, good for him. Felipe right down 15, absolutely miles behind. He belongs in the, I think he belongs in the Mexican border, I think, right now, where he is out on track. But Campbell leading the way, Nathan in second, Montana there in third. Nearly a half race distance gone. Campbell, you can see, just a little bit of graining now occurring on the tyres. Not as severe, though, as Nathan. 16 laps in the set of thoughts. And they're only really beginning to go off now. Is Nathan going to bail in the pit lane here? Yes, he's in. Nathan is into the pit lane. Speed's coming into the pit lane. Now, does he? No, gets it on. 45 mile an hour. I have that app coming through the pit lane entrance there. Nathan is in. This will be for set of mediums. And this will now be to try and get a big undercut on Campbell, on Montana, and then put the ball in Montana and Cucumber's court. And Nathan in. Set of medium compound tyres on. Where is Verstappen in relation to him? Verstappen's actually there. Already coming through turn 1. This is going to be close on the exit of the pit lane. I think Nathan's just going to edge it. He's on the left-hand side. He'd be about a second ahead coming out the pit lane. But Verstappen's had a big undercut here. It's less than a second coming out the pit lane. 8/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second, somewhere like that. Verstappen has got fresher tyres for this part of the lap, which means he's going to make inroads on the back of Nathan. Verstappen has played a blinder there in terms of an undercut and is going to now put Campbell, Montana, Cucumber, Sweetcram, Pease, the top 5 basically, as well as Gary and Matthias, who are probably behind them, all under pressure in terms of catching up later on in the race, as Felipe and Alpha side by side. Coming out the pit lane on the other side of the track, out there ahead of Felipe. Are we going to see any more bailers into the pit lane this time around? No. What we are going to see is Montana going for the race lead. No, we're not. Looks the inside line. Cucumber looking to the inside line. They're just playing a real high-speed game of chicken right now as Maledictus, probably realising that he's just out of DRS range, coming into the pit lane. No better time to do it than try and get an undercut, and here comes Montana for the race lead. Montana pulls alongside Campbell, the two title rivals from last season go hammer and tongs into turn number 4, but it's a Swissman that comes out on top this time. Montana through and he's into the lead. Campbell there in second, but he's got to be very careful because he's got a rampaging, I don't know, moose on the back of Campbell. The moose all over the back, the Canadian in P3. Sweetcrown there in 4th, trying to think of something that was Canadian, and a moose is the best I could come up with. But Cucumber there is going to be literally the horns on top of that moose. He is going to try now, get the back of Campbell, and put Campbell now in the backwash between Sweetcrown and Peas and behind. Lap 18 out of 36, roll call, Montana from Campbell, from Cucumber, from Sweetcrown, from Peas top 5, then it's Gary Matthias is at Nathan and Verstappen top 10, then it is Slash, Spy, Maledictus, out and Felipe into the pit lane, though comes Cucumber. Interesting call from Cucumber, but gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Has he just put himself in terms of his own downfall, in terms of his own championship challenge? Have to find out, but he's coming out in clear air, but he's coming out behind Verstappen and Nathan by quite a way. This is going to be an uphill task now for Cucumber to wrap up the championship. He's 5 points behind him. Not everything's doom and gloom. Montana pits in next lap of round, then Cucumber's pretty much got absolutely no chance, maybe apart from a late safety car, to ideally get him back in this race. Montana continues on an extra few laps, however, as Alp sets a 1:10 flat dead on. Nice lap there by Alp to get the fastest lap point right now. But Montana, if he goes to around lap 20-21, which I'm expecting him to personally, if he goes to around then Montana is going to be behind Cucumber, potentially. So it's not all doom and gloom. Not all doom and gloom in terms of this battle. We'll see what Montana does. Is he into the pit lane this time around? Yes, Montana is in. Campbell in. Sweetcrown decides to stay out. I think Peas is staying out along with Gary and Matthias. So them 4 are all staying out. Montana and Campbell, though, title rivals, as I say, from 2 seasons ago and indeed last season, both in the pits. So the mediums on. Mediums will be fresher towards the end of the race. It'll be about 4% fresher as Nathan was looking to the inside line of Izzat there. Gets the job done through turn number 1. Just had a camera shot, sadly. But Montana, Cucumber, there is Campbell coming out of the pit lane as well. And there is Verstappen, there is Cucumber. And Cucumber is ahead of Montana by a second coming out of the pit lane. Nearly a second and a half, in fact. Cucumber... That undercut is so powerful. The more that they get, the later on that they get in the race, and the more that you go on a set of hard compounded tyres, the more threatening it is to get a big undercut. And Cucumber has done that. He's got 1.5 seconds over Montana. He's got more ERS than Montana. Suddenly, things are looking up for Cucumber. Yes, he's got that 5-second penalty, but things are looking up for the man in P8 as Verstappen, just had a camera shot, goes for the move on his ass. They're now side by side through McGuinness at turn 11. But Verstappen is going to hang on back behind Izzat, and Izzat's making Verstappen's time an absolute world of hell. Cucumber's going to catch the back of these two if they're not careful as well. Matyson's picked 3 kind of P's continuing on. That might be for a soft compound tyre, I'd imagine. Verstappen, though, coming at Izzat. Izzat coming at Nathan towards turn 1. I think, though, Verstappen's got no overtake left. Is he going to go for the move in towards turn 1? Late on the brakes, goes the AlphaTauri. Trying to get the job done, up and under, through turn 2, oh, it's nearly contact through there, and Verstappen now gets a brilliant run out of turn number 2, might counteract on the back of Nathan towards turn number 3, and Nathan's got enough ERS to hold this, and Nathan will hold on to the net lead of the race for now, as Cucumber, 1.8 seconds up the road ahead of Montana, Maledictus side by side with Matthias coming out of the pit lane. This race has literally gone from 0 to 100 in about 30 seconds. Fantastic race so far here in Brazil. It's been all clean. I don't think we've seen, apart from that spine contact a little bit earlier on, we've hardly seen any contact in this race. Albeit the wheels are probably going to fall off. Oh, is that actually lets through Cucumber, does he? He does. Wow. But at what effect? Because Montana's now within DRS range of them both. Doesn't really work. Has Izzat been employed as the second man here? Has he been employed to make Montana's life a living hell and to get Cucumber the championship? This will be interesting. Down in towards turn 1, and Izzat defends to the inside line. Montana on the outside line, and Izzat is making Montana's life an absolute living hell right now. The Singaporean is holding up Cucumber. This for the championship. Izzat is absolutely defending this, but Montana's going to get this surely down the retro poster in towards the Cedar logo. Izzat still there on the inside line, sticks his nose front wing up there, but Montana Thuni's into 6th. But Izzat, it's not Izzat Glock, it was Izzat a block, and yes, it was a block. Izzat there in 7th, Montana in 6th, Montana there through in the end. Had to work for that. Cucumber now, though, on the back of Verstappen, is now stuck within the same bit of trouble that he had with Izzat. So it's now negated somewhat into Montana's favour. This race is mad. Sweet Crown leading the way. P's in 2nd. Sweet Crown in. Sweet Crown in. And I wonder if this is for a red wall compound time. He speeds into the pit lane. No, that is him done. Out of the race, it seems. Cucumber, though, on the back of Verstappen. And round the outside he goes. Through the final corner. Job done for him. And Montana is out of DRS range, I think, here. In towards turn 1 we go. Cucumber to the inside line. And Nathan takes the net race lead. Cucumber. Now this is interesting. Cucumber hits the front. From Nathan, technically in 2nd, Verstappen technically in 3rd, and Montana is doing his level best to try and catch back up. Cucumber now in advantage territory as it stands on that 23 out of 36. As it would stand though, Montana would be ahead of him out on track. So Cucumber would not win the championship. That gap goes out to 5 seconds even. Then it is very different. Oh, Izzat's out of the race! And that's a safety car! That's a safety car! And Izzat's in the wall, just trying to pinpoint where he is. There he is, left-hand side. I think he's got caught on the inside curb. Through turn 6 of Ferradura. And Izzat in the wall, very similar to how Jarno Trulli crashed there in 2009 with Nelson Piquet. But out there, through, in the wall, and at turn number 6, safety car deployed out on track. Good news for Cucumber if he wants to serve with his DRS. Good news for Pease, who's now landed himself a potential opportunity to win this race. Cucumber's in. Nathan's in. Verstappen in. Montana's in. They're all in. And that saves Cucumber's race. Oh, as Verstappen nearly hits the back. nearly hits the back of Nathan, and Montana nearly hits the back of Thingy. Sweet Crown, though, stays out, and is now in the race lead. Actually, no! Pease is in the race lead. Pease now leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Is it 2 in a row? Is it beckoning for him? Won in Las Vegas last week, and now, nearly overtook the safety car there, and now he's in a position, a chance-winning position to win this race. He's just got that. He's been saved by the safety car there, quite literally. But interesting calls further down the field, because Cucumber with that 5-second penalty came up behind everyone else. He's behind Montana now, but he's on a set of mediums. He's on a set of mediums. Montana, set of mediums. Verstappen and Nathan clearly feeling they can get the race. I clearly feel they can get to the end of the race, judging by Nathan's tyres early on. Set us off, compound tyres will work. Montana and Cucumber are going to be now in the backwash, potentially here. Fascinating race. Lap 24 out of 36. Pease lead, Sweet Crown second, Matthias in third, Gary there in fourth, and Jab, I agree with you. I'm very surprised there's not more soft runners out on track, because they can get very comfortably to the end of the race. They're going to be about 50-60% worn, in and around that ballpark, but they will get to the end of the race, and the more that we have a safety car, the more laps we have under the safety car, the better it is for their tyres to the end of the race. So yeah, so don't get me wrong, set a soft compound and tyre runner are going to be so much quicker than those guys in a fresh set of mediums, but it's going to be negated somewhat with the advantage of everyone ahead. P, Sweet Crown, Matthias, Gary, they're not on absolute aging tyres. They're only on 1, 2, 4 and 3 laps worth of mediums respectively, as more pit stops come in, Slash and Felipe into the pit lane. They're going to clearly go for set of soft compound tyres as well. But interesting call. Gary currently top 4 as well. You predicted that, to be fair though, Chav. Are you going to predict though what is going to happen in the final 12 laps of this race? God knows. And as I say, with how it's looking in terms of the timing, there's not going to be any interviews, unfortunately, for the race win, for the championship. I'm sure we will catch up with them at some point. NSX, especially Cucumber Montana, they'll be part of next week's 24 hours I can't even speak. 24 hours of F1 event next week, 16th and 17th of December. Special effect of the charity, 20 teams lining up in the good old fashion for raising money for charity. And as I say, 24 hours of F1, be there. I'm going to be there on commentary, albeit probably with a very sore voice by then. But I will definitely be there on commentary, and I will definitely be there showing my support as well for the charity. Special effect, of course, is as we get safety car in this lap. I was going to say special effect is a charity very close to our heart here in League of Europe. Fantastic to have them on board once again and to be raising money for them as we move forward, as they help, of course, kids with learning disabilities feel the effects of gaming and the wonders that it has in terms of mental health and in terms of their overall health as well. Enough about special effect though. We've got a race to begin, and Pease has already gone. Coming out of the seat of the Largo. Sorry, not to see the Largo. Coming out of the Speed of Boxers at 10:14. Pete already flies and we're back underway. Lap 26 out of 36. Gary already looking for a move on Matthias in towards turn number 1. AlphaTauri man holds on, but Nathan is right over the back of them already. Nathan is hunting on the back of Gary, on the back of Matthias. It's literally like a carbon copy of the first lap of the race. That's 3 wide down the straight. It's now 2 wide. Gary now tucks back in the slipstream, comes on the outside line, but Nathan this time gets the job done. Brilliant racing from all 3 of them again. Nathan is an overtaking machine. Is he the king of Brazil? Maybe so after that. Nathan Thuney's into third and has made very light work of Matthias and Gary. But now, the fresher medium runners are ahead of him. Pease and Sweet Crown, first and second, I think last week, or first and second again, here in Brazil. Montana and Cucumber, by the way, championship update. Montana would win the championship as it stands. Cucumber there in 8th position would need, ideally, all hell to break loose, and possibly Matthias to come back into many a driver, and maybe even interfere with Montana as well, for Cucumber to win the title. It's going to be an uphill task for Cucumber, but he's got everything in his power to try and do that. Verstappen now on the back of Gary. Gary on the back of Matthias, and Matthias blocks him. And here comes Verstappen over the top of both, in towards turn number 1. Can the Dutchman find around the outside of fellow countryman? Yes, he can. The AlphaTauri man Thuney's into fourth. The softs are working early on. Brilliant stuff. Gary there now going to fight with Matthias. Matthias got his block on, and he's there in 5th position ahead of Gary. Gary not going to be entirely happy with that because he felt like he had room to the inside line. But Matthias, all that's fair in love and war, and there's definitely war in Brazil here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. Lap 27 out of 36, and it's Pease that leads the way from Streetcar in second. Nathan there in third. 1.2 second gap now to Verstappen in fourth. They will now filter through the right-hand of Rico de Pato at turn number 10. Is that a spot of rain that I saw? No, I'm seeing things. I thought that was a spot of rain, but it's not. Not getting you too excited. Campbell though on the back of Cucumber. As it stands, with Montana and Spine further down the field, as it stands, Mercedes would wrap up the constructors as well. Doesn't matter though, because Nathan soon he's into second on the back of Street Crown, running towards turn number 1. Mercedes now ahead of the Dutchman. And now Gary looking to the outside line of Matthias. We saw how hard they fought through there. Gary now getting the switchback for Montana. Montana around the outside, and Cucumber needs to react like an absolute panther here to the inside line. And he's going to get Montana for them both as well. Again, 3 wides that we've had down the retro poster. Montana and Cucumber side by side though, coming through turn number 4. Aston Martin held out there by the Alfa Romeo. They come up the hill and towards Ferragina at turn number 6. Montana's just going to have the road. Cucumber doesn't have the pace, and Montana is ahead. Cucumber fights again to turn 7. Doesn't get the job done. Brilliant racing again. Montana in 6, Cucumber in 7, and Gary, I think, needs a Guinness after that because he's down in P8, and that's the second time in about as many laps as he's just been overtaken by 2 drivers. Oh, what a race this is. P's leading the way, but here comes Nathan for the race lead. The soft compound tyres clearly working in effect in this race. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch this. And at this moment in time, Nathan on the back of Pease, looking for the race lead, looking to attack. The Mercedes on the back of the Haas gets the job done. Job done from Nathan, and he's thrown into the race lead. And Montana making light work of Matthias as well, and towards turn number 1. And the Aston Martin's ahead of the McLaren through turn 1 and 2. And that is him through, and he's into 5th. But now, Cucumber has to react to this. Campbell behind as well has to react to this. Matthias getting out of the way there slightly. He's going to make life difficult for the Scotsman in behind. Dustman stays in behind, and Cucumber's ahead of Matthias. Crucial overtake that. Running up the hill, Cucumber and, Matthias and Campbell are side by side. Pease and Nathan were side by side there as well, and they're still side by side as we ride on board with them. Through turn 9. Sweet Crown all over the back, Verstappen all over the back. The front 4 have it between themselves. Montana and Cucumber. This aggressive fight though could bring them into play. The second group out on track could be brought into play. Nathan can't find a way past Pease. This race is going to make me lose my voice, quite literally. I don't care, I'm racing after this still. Pease leading the way. Nathan in 2nd, Sweet Crown in 3rd, Verstappen in 4th, and here comes the Helter Skelter once again through turn 14. On the back now, coming through turn 15. Nathan running at Pease in towards turn 1, but is Sweet Crown going to get the double toe? Is he going to get them both in towards turn number 1? Dutchman to the inside line. Nathan doesn't want that DRS advantage. Sweet Crown does. Sweet Crown stays in behind. They remain 1-2. Pease there down to 3rd. Verstappen there in 4th. Verstappen using up every bit of overtakers. Now we go 2x2 for the lead. Down in towards turn number 4 to see the logo. There is a yellow flag, and it's Maledictus round at the back of the field. Pease though gets the job done on Nathan in the meantime. This race is absolutely brilliant to watch. It's at my end in tears, but this has been probably the cleanest driving standards I think I've seen around Brazil in quite a long time, and that's even taken in PSGL around here. Cucumber on the back of Montana though needs this overtake, needs this to try and get back in title winning contention. He's got more EOS I think as well as Montana. He's got 11% more in behind on the back of the Swiss man. But if I was in their shoes right now, I'd work together. I would really work together, but I think, to what effect? Because they're going to go 3 wide down the straight here, and there goes Nathan to the inside line on Pease, and on the inside of Sweet Crown. He's got Sweet Crown. Has he got Pease? They're side by side through turn 1 and 2 at the centre S. And the Haasman hangs on in front. Nathan in 2nd, Sweet Crown in 3rd, Verstappen in 4th, and now they're on 2x2 like Noah's Ark as they come down turn number 4. Nathan's trying to desperately find a way through on the back of Pease. The camera angle is shocking. But Pease is somehow making the Haas look as wide as possible. Gunther Steiner has got parked the bus quite literally out there in that Haas. And the Haas currently hanging on to the race lead. Pease is doing everything in his power to spoil the apple cart and to try and win this race. The more that he defends, the more he's bringing Cucumber and Montana into play. And this is what I feared. Cucumber and Montana, that second group, being all the way down to Slash, all the way down to Felipe, and now latching onto the back. They're within DRS range, and that is job done for Cucumber. Job done as well for Montana. They're now back in the fight. Brilliant racing this here in Brazil, and we've still got 5 laps to go. Pease leading the way, 4.5 tenths of a second over Nathan in second. Sweet Crown in third, Verstappen there in fourth. Slash and Matthias are side by side. Are we going to see the title contenders go side by side? In towards turn number 1, not quite. Nathan doesn't get the job done on the back of Pease either. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2. Put Sweet Crown at a big advantage here, coming out of the corner. And the Red Bull's going to now fight to the back of the Mercedes. And is he surely not going to go? He's going to get blocked in. He was never going to do... I've seen a move like that happen. I think it was Shazoo Tomarant here in PSGL in season 34. He tried to go for a move to the inside line. They both ended up making contact. I think it was him and Kian, if I'm not mistaken. They ended up making contact, and it ended up ruining their championship as a result. Oh, and there goes Key coming to the inside line of Verstappen. Literally like a bolt out of the blue. Snake eyes here from Cucumber, looking to the inside line on the back of Verstappen. Still side by side. Cucumber, though, not giving this up very lightly. Is he going to get the job done from Magulio? Verstappen is still there through Magulio. And they're side by side now towards Jun Sao. Montana is absolutely lapping this up in behind. He's probably thinking, go on, guys, make a little bit of contact and I've got this championship win. And now Montana, on the overtake mode, is going to try and fight with Verstappen. But he's got no overtake mode left as Montana. And he's now caught in a 3-wide scenario running down the straight again. Nathan and Sweetcrown to the inside line. Nathan now takes the race lead. Sweetcrown's there on the inside line. Got to be very careful they don't make contact. Oh, there's a spin from Cucumber. How on earth has he recovered that? How on earth has he recovered that? He's going to lose 3 positions as a result. Judging how this race is going to go, I don't think he cares that he makes a mistake. Montana's out wide through turn number 4. This is mad. Pease leads. Sweetcrown in second. Nathan there in third. If they all keep this clean, this is going to be one of the best races I think I've ever seen. It really is. Cucumber looking to the move on Campbell. Can't find the way through. My God, this is something. Pease leading the way. Sweetcrown in second. Nathan in third. As it stands, Montana in fourth would wrap up the championship. And that was all because of Cucumber having a slide coming out of turn number 2 at the centre S. I did this in my Grand Prix mode qualifying earlier on. I slid coming through turn number 2 there. Very difficult to catch the car. You'll end up in the wall. Cucumber somehow recovered that. But he's down on the 8 ball now. And he's down in 7th. But still 3 laps to go. Oh my word. Nathan now on the back of Sweetcrown. 3 wide again and towards turn number 1. The Dutchman now leads. Nathan on the outside line. Pease on the inside line. The Brits hang on for second and third. Montana though is going to come at them quickly if they're not careful. 11% of ERS for Montana. Nathan now side by side with Pease once again. They're not going to run 3 wide down the straight here again. And Nathan hangs on into second. Gets the job done on Pease. And now we can sit back for now and relax. Just about. With 2.5 laps to go here in Brazil. This is an absolute humdinger of a title finale. If you haven't got people watching this right now, you do not love motorsport, you do not love Formula 1, you do not love sim racing, because this is sim racing at its absolute finest. Even if they make contact now, we've seen so many battles, and there's another one, because there goes Cucumber to the inside of the line of Verstappen, trying to somehow find the gap on the way through. Can't find the gap though, can't get the job done. Oh, this race, Sweetcrown leading the way. He's got a penalty though, 5 seconds remember, he will drop down the field. Spine on 3, Slash on 3, that's how we stand in terms of the penalties. Buckle up, wild wacky ride coming inbound. Cucumber to the inside line on Campbell, in towards turn number 1. Gets the job done! Oh, but he nearly makes contact with the back of Verstappen on that, and has he got foot wing damage? Has Cucumber got foot wing damage, or was that just him making that mistake and having glass in his tyres? And again, he's got glass in the tyres there, coming down the straight, down the retro poster. Campbell trying to fight. Cucumber, an uphill task still, in P6. Montana, P4 right now. Enough for Montana to wrap up the championship with a little bit of spare change just for that as well. But anything could happen on this final lap of the race. Anything could happen. Ellie Goulding once said that. Anything could happen. Anything will happen. Oh, there we go. Cucumber to the inside on of Verstappen. Needed that. Gets the job done, does he? Verstappen side by side. Coming through Magulio again. And Verstappen is back through on the back of Montana. And he's into 5th. Oh, this race. Sweet Crown leads. Here comes Nathan Nell for the race win. P's there in 3rd. Final lap of the race in Brazil. Buckle up. Get the popcorn. Get everything. Because this is going to be one wild and wacky ride. As there goes Pease to the inside line, and Nathan can't find a way through. Nathan into the lead. Pease in 2nd. Sweet Crown there in 3rd. Verstappen and Cucumber side by side. Cucumber now back on the back foot. Montana's 7/10 clear of him. I think we all know what's coming. But what we don't know what's coming is who's going to win this race. There's 3 wide down the straight. They've got to be so careful. Nathan to the inside line. Sweet Crown on the outside. They've made that somehow through turn 4. Now running up the hill. Pease there, right on the back. Montana's joining on this as well. There's contact. Montana knee picks up damage. Sweet Crown now on the back. They're all fighting so aggressively. Cucumber now's in 5th. Nobody wants to try and fight because there's that big strike coming in. This is going to be absolutely chaotic to the race. Nathan, though, has won around here in Brazil before. Trying to get this race win. Cucumber tries to get the up and under on the back of Montana. It's not going to be enough. As it stands, Sweet Crown in 3rd. Montana makes a mistake. It might be game over for him. Through the final corner. Who's going to win the race? Nathan leads. 4.5 tenths of a second. Pease absolutely hounding on him. On the back of him. But I think Nathan has got this. The Mercedes running to the line. Nathan wins in Brazil. Pease in 2nd. And Montana picks up P3. Most importantly, picks up a 6th League of Europe Division 1 Championship win by outscoring Cucumber, outscoring him out on track. Montana is your League of Europe Division 1 champion of Season 10. Who else but the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest of all time in League of Europe, Montana, taking that race, taking that 3rd position, enough for him to wrap up the championship in what was one of the best races I think we've ever witnessed in League of Europe. Oh, and I think we're going to get a little bit of, I think we're going to get enough time potentially for 1 or 2 interviews. We'll have a wait and see. I will literally get on this as soon as we go through. Oh, what a race. Lifting like Jesus to the top end of the podium is Nathan, taking that race win. Oh my god though, what a race that was. That was edge of your seat, popcorn throwing stuff in Division 1. Hope to god Division 4's not like that later on. Hope to god I might have wrapped up the win by then. But Nathan takes the race win. Brazil, one of his favourite tracks in the game. He's had a very good record around here. Adds that record tonight. Nathan takes the race win. Pease got lucky with the safety car. That straight was 50 yards longer. I think Pease would have got him. Very close indeed though. Nathan takes the race win. Wraps up P3 as a result. Pease there in 2nd. Montana wraps up the championship as a result, finishing in P3. Cucumber in 4th. And Verstappen in 5th. Campbell 6th. Gary 7th. Matthias in 8th. Good point all for him actually. Felipe somehow is 9th. After all of that, probably with the penalties of Slash, Sweet Crown and Spine to have something to play, but Felipe picks up points in 9th, Slash there in 10th, and Sweet Crown and Spine round off the top 12. Maledictus, Alp top 14. Izzat, after that safety car caused the only one to DNF in what was a thrilling, enthralling title finale. We, though, are going to get some interviews in, and I am going to hot-foot it onto a blue screen. You will continue to hear me, though, for now, hopefully. But what I'm going to try and do, without coughing up my spleen before then, is try and get the top 3 in 4 interviews. Now, I have to hope for the Division 4 after this, so it will not be the level of interviews that we've had in the past. I'm just trying to confirm who's the top 3. Nathan, Pease and Montana. Let's get them all in. They have all been invited in, so hopefully we can get them in for an interview or 2, or maybe even 3. But what a race that was. What a crowning moment that was as well. That race was absolutely bloody phenomenal. And the end of that race, the final 7 laps, I think, honestly, one of the best race sequences I think we've ever seen on F1 23. And I'm not even lying with that. Absolutely brilliant. in terms of the racing, I don't know how on earth they didn't make contact. I don't know how on earth people got away with that absolutely scot-free. I don't know how I'm still got a voice after that either. But a fantastic race win. We have got Montana in the party with us. We are waiting to see if Nathan and Pease are both available as well. Oh, as my voice is going definitely so, Montana is definitely going to be like that in Division 2 later on as well. I can guarantee that. But what a race that was. Hopefully, as I say, we get Nathan and Pease in. If not, we can speak, of course, to our man in P3 and our championship winning 6th time, I think, actually, as well, for NSX Montana. Unless I'm wrong with the facts, I'm sure he will correct me in due course. Relentless Farrell, as well, has won the Division 3 title, the race that I was meant to cover. Farrell won the championship in Division 3, so congratulations to the Irishman out on track and winning. I think he was actually behind YHYY in the points as well. I'm just going to see if Pease and Nathan are going to be joining us. Izzat has left the Discord as well, and after his shenanigans, I think, in that race, maybe a little worthwhile. But we'll have a speak to Mr. Montana in just a second. We'll wait and see if Nathan and Pease are gonna be joining us for interviews. I haven't got access to the Division 1 chat, which is fantastic, so I'm having to do that in the general chat. But what I think we will do, unless they join, as I've just broken my iPad case, that's brilliant. Here we go. Here we go. There is Pease. I wonder if we're gonna get a Mr. Mr. Nathan, a Mr. King of Brazil in the chat with us. Yes, we are. There he is. Nathan, coming to you first. Race
Hello.
win, out on track. That was probably the sweatiest race I think you've ever had around here in Brazil. Talk us through it, because as I said in commentary there at the end, the last 7 laps, that race sequence was absolutely phenomenal by everyone.
Oh yeah, no, the last 7 laps are probably the most fun laps of this season. Obviously, with nothing to... Obviously, me and Lewis already clinched constructors, which was basically our main goal, so nice back-to-back with that. But yeah, no, the last 7 laps was just try and have a little bit of fun, I guess. And obviously, racing Pease and Master was actually very clean and actually quite enjoyable.
It looked very enjoyable from my end, certainly. I think we had, well, in those final 7 laps, I think we had 2-3 wide moments between you, Gary, Sweetcrown. I think everyone was involved, I think, at one point down the straight there into turn 4. But it was an absolutely phenomenal race. As I say, you had to work for that. And with that Constructors title now wrapped up as well, it was a phenomenal campaign from you, phenomenal campaign from Campbell. Just talk us through how it means from a Mercedes perspective as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last season was the main aim to get Lewis a title, and then obviously this season, obviously me and Lewis haven't been up to the pro consistency of Cucumber and Montana. We've had the pace, but just not really had the consistency or kind of had the luck really at times. But yeah, no, just obviously just work together. Obviously managed to get pole with Lewis with Slip, and then obviously get the win today. And yeah, no, me and Lewis just work quite well together as a team.
Yeah, definitely so, and it was brilliant to watch out for. I mean, I've only been here, the final 3 races of the season, but it has been very good to see. With the future for you, Season 11 of Liga Group Division 1, after the Christmas break, how are you feeling going, if you are signing up, of course, how are you feeling going into next season?
I mean, I said after Qatar I wasn't going to sign up because I was done with the game, because yeah, the game, it's better than last game, but it's just yeah, it's an interesting game. I think obviously with just out of gaming world stuff, I think you just got to try and find motivation. But yeah, I'll probably sign up again, and yes, just see what happens really.
Well, P3 in the championship obviously confirmed coming into tonight anyways, and P1 out on track tonight. Go and enjoy evening. Go and have a cold one on me after that race. Nathan, congratulations. Go and enjoy evening.
Cheers. Thank you very much for comms as well tonight.
You are very welcome indeed. We can now speak to the man who finished in P2 and came one position short of where he finished and a 10th short of where he finished last week, of course, in Las Vegas. That is Mr. Relentless Peas. And Peas, first of all, congratulations. Did an interview last week on the Las Vegas win. Brilliant win from your perspective. And tonight, out on track, P2 must be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy. It was very, like Nathan said, it was probably the most fun I had in the season. I kind of came into the race just aiming to cause as much chaos as I could have. But in the end, I was fortunate with a safety car, and then I got to fight for like, 10, 15 laps at the end, which was good.
Yeah, it was really good, and obviously with that safety car, the luck of the Irish was quite literally with you, I think, in that. It was a brilliant call for you to come in the pit lane. Safety car came out. What was your reaction when the safety car did come out?
I kind of just laughed, grinned, everything, because it was... I just aimed to stay out, go on softs to the end and see what I could do, but then I see Izza in the wall, which is a common theme, and then... Obviously, it worked in my favour. I come out in P1, and then from then, it's just a fight to see who I can keep behind me.
Yeah, and it was well and truly a well-fought fight as well. And in the end, it was a 10th of a second. I said in commentary at the end there, if it was 50 yards longer, I think you would have got him. And was that definitely the case from your end? Because you were closing pretty quickly on him.
Yeah, if the finish line was like, I'd say 10 meters, I think I'd have him, or I'd have enough to take him out. So, yeah. I needed the track to be a bit longer.
Yeah, definitely so. Start-finish line, FIA need employing, I think, to bring the start-finish line further forward on the straight line, and then you can get Nathan once again down into turn number 1. But, Pete, fantastic race from your perspective. P2 out on track. Go and enjoy evening.
Thank you, you too. Congrats, Montana.
Thank you.
Very welcome indeed. And we can now speak to the man who I'm sure is going to be absolutely delighted, but a bit emotional, I'm sure, in the week that we are in. It is the man who is your League of Europe Division 1 Season 10 champion. It is Montana. And Montana, how good does that feel to get what I think is a 6th title on the board here in League of Europe?
Yeah, man, trust me, I was emotional during that race a couple of times. I think I have to apologize to my neighbors in a bit. Yeah, what a season, man. This game is definitely not good for me and ABS, so it was all through consistency and winning the crucial moments, and to have it come down to this one is a new experience in LOE, even after the 6th title as well. But yeah, I'm still a bit shaking.
Yeah, honestly, it was brilliantly done, I think, from your perspective. Given how Cucumber was quite close to you in the race as well, and given, I'm sure you were in the party together and obviously talking with each other and everything, what was Cucumber's reaction to that race as well? Because he was rather unfortunate with that 5-second penalty as well.
Well, we had a great time. We are good in communication, and he did everything right in the race. He drove perfectly. He got a penalty, of course, but then very, very suspiciously there was a safety car caused by someone who didn't have anyone on track. And yeah, then it was it was such a defensive race from my view, because on the first stint, I don't know if Campbell is just bad or if he backed us up on purpose a bit, but we were about a second off the pace. So it was just all about hitting braking points. Then obviously you can't overtake in a DRS train with 2 Mercs in front. So I just played as safe as possible, even knowing that Cucumber was that far down, but he just climbed through the field like nothing. And yeah, obviously the last 10 laps was pretty much a 13 against 1. But yeah, very, very unusual race, but Cucumber would have equally deserved it, if not more, because he puts in, 20 minutes of practice, 30 minutes of practice each week. For this race in Brazil, I put in about 25 to 28 hours of practice. And I was still slower than him. So yeah, I gave it all. I brute forced it. Cucumber was the better driver this season.
Yeah, he was definitely the better driver this season. I think I said in commentary as well, the permutations, there could have been a situation where Cucumber won, you got fastest lap and finished second, and then it would have went to Campback and he would have had the most seconds. So I think that consistency aspect you talk about, definitely key to the success. And I've got to say as well, I've also referenced in commentary your fight with Louis Welsh in Alpha Trix back in the day. I think it was season 5, if I'm not mistaken. And I've said in commentary, this was probably your most hard-fought title, I think, to date.
Yes, the most enjoyable was probably me against Alpha Trix on F1 2020. That was the closest battle and the most back and forth. And this season was like battling Justas a bit early on, and then I had a good lead, and Cucumber had a great couple of races. When it comes to the last race, it was probably the most hard fought and the least expected, because I was so off pace on this game, or am off pace on this game. But during the season it was quite chill, to be honest. Only just at the end it was quite stressful.
Yeah, at the end it was quite stressful, but it is definitely well worth it at the end of the day. With one eye in mind as well, going for not only into next week for Team NSX in the 24 Hours of F1, but also next season in Season 11 of LOE. How do you feel going into not only next week, but also next year, in fact, for League of Europe Division 1?
Hell no, I'm not driving another season, mate. I'm gonna chill my ass off after the 24-hour event, never touch this game again, and do some WRC, I guess. And then, well, we'll see what the new game brings next year, but 100% won't be doing next year this season. On this league. Yeah, no way.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think the game as it is, it's even dropping off at this point. I think in terms of the racing, in terms of the attendances as well, it's all going downhill a little bit too quickly for my liking as well. But congratulations on your championship win, P3 as well, out on track tonight. Go and enjoy your evening, because I'm sure there is one Danish man up there very proud of you right now. Go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you, James.
You are very welcome indeed. And that rounds us off for tonight for League of Europe Division 1. If you enjoyed that race, and especially those final 7 laps, like, comment, subscribe. Take that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. More action to come up on the channel. Montana, I think you're hot from the Division 2 to do commentary there. Division 4 is going to be covered by Kvyat Verstappen, both at 10:08 UK time. So if you do want to tune in for them and want to see no battles, I don't think, in terms of the championship fight, unless I'm wrong for Division 2. Division 4 certainly doesn't have one, but Division 2, if you want to tune in for that, 10:08 UK time. So you've got enough time to grab some chocolate, grab whatever you want, and then join us back for 10:08 UK time. And you can also join us next week on the 24 Hours of F1 Twitch, because we are back celebrating, of course, everything that is good about charity, everything that is good about sim racing, and all good for a good cause, of course. Special Effect, who helps children with learning disabilities get technology, get to where they are at, really, in terms of their life. And a big thank you to everyone, including me, who's part of the admin team this season, to putting that on. That is next week, so if you do want to tune in for that, 24 Hours of F1 next week, I'll be there, Montana will be there. Why wouldn't you want to tune in? Anyways, I'm going to round off because I need a little bit of practice before Division 4. Thank you so much for watching Division 1 Season 10 of League of Europe Division 1. And until next year, in 2024, goodbye.